we come up with one now?
Okay, just look. I'll do it all in one. Let it begin!
Hello everybody, I am Oscar.
And I'm Will.
And we are going to be reviewing The Raid Redemption. Now I know what you guys are saying, The Raid Redemption? What? But The Raid 2 came out. What are you not... Apparently that's what the fans do, really question things. You might be asking why not The Raid 2? Well, because we missed The Raid 2. We didn't get a chance to it, but we are fans of the first Raid. And we thought, you know what?
We could review it in honour of the...
How about we review it, and by the time the second one comes out, us two will be back reviewing The Raid 2. So you know our thoughts on the first one first, and then the second one.
Second.
Yeah. So The Raid Redemption is essentially about a SWAT team who has to go to this...
like this big building apartment.
This big building about this drug lord, I get. Is he a drug lord? I think he is. It's essentially just a raid, and the SWAT team go in, and since it's a martial arts film, there's a load of BA action scenes trying to take down, and it's essentially like leveling up. Essentially, like you start at the bottom, then you make your way up.
The violence seems to progress as they progress through the building as well. Yes. So it's kind of like a video game logic.
And this film is directed by a Welsh director called Gareth Evans, who went over to Indonesia to do more like just martial arts stuff.
Yeah.
And he broke out with this film, and this film doesn't star any notable names, I don't think. But the main
actor.
But the main guy who played Rama did work with Gareth Evans beforehand. Not much to the plot, but
it's quite a simple plot. It has a bit of a twist at the end, but it's a simple one.
Yeah. Your thoughts of the film?
My thoughts of this film. Well, I had to study this film for film studies in college. We had to really analyse this film. And doing that really helped me appreciate the effort that was put into the action scenes, the story, developing a billion the characters, especially the character Mad Dog, who's
he was insane.
Insane, but you took a liking to him as well for some It was.
I didn't get that feeling, but okay.
It was kind of like he's so brutal and badass. But then when he's killing your characters, you're like, no, god damn! It was conflicting emotions, but I liked his character because he's kind of like a Charles Bronson type character. You shouldn't
Are we thinking of the same guy? Long-haired dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like in a case of you shouldn't like him, but you like. He earned your respect just by being there. Well, to me anyway. I really liked the main guy who played Rama. He was good. I liked the guy who played his brother as well.
Okay.
Yeah, he was good.
I'm not saying who played his brother.
No. I just really liked the film. I liked the cinematography in it as well.
The Steadicam filming the action shots.
It was just a really cool martial arts flick. Well, I say a flick, I can call it a bit of an epic, really. To me, it was personally. It was a really, really awesome martial arts film. One last thing about it that I want to say before Austin gives his views is that I haven't watched many martial arts films. I have still yet to watch Enter the Dragon, starring Bruce Lee. But to me, Enter the Dragon, I think, will be one of those classic martial arts films, but this is certainly one of those new wave ones that deserves... The genre deserves much more respect than it is given, and this film sets out to prove that.
Yeah.
There we go.
My thoughts on the film is I really, really dug it. I really did like it. Out of the Heel Pictures crew, we are the two big Raid fans, I would say. So Gary's not too bothered about it. James likes it, but he's not huge on it. We're more like...
I do fanboy over it. It's one of those films where I'm just like...
I don't fanboy over it until I think about it. Again, you might look at it and think, it's just action. It's just... Which... The trailers make it seem to be, and on the top it is very much so just action, and the action is incredible with the whole...
It's over the top, but in a good way.
It's realistic, but over...
Fantasy as well.
Yeah, it's like...
Some of the
way that they use guns within hand-to-hand combat is pretty insane. it's like some of the stuff I look and I'm like, that's some off Lucha Libre. Like, that's Lucha Libre style.
It's exaggerated, but not to the point where you think,
it's unbelievable.
oh, this is stupid.
Now, I want to say, I've recently become more of a martial arts fan, but I saw this film before I saw a lot more martial arts films, and I haven't seen the film since, really, but since I've seen a lot more martial arts films, I can really compare them now. On Back, I have said On Back is essentially just action with, what's the story? What? Oh, but the action's cool. Action's good.
Yeah, that's the selling point.
Yeah. It's like, On Back literally is, we're just action, because on the back of the DVD it says, no wires, no CGI, no stunt doubles, so it's literally thrown... It's not saying
we're just beating the crap out of each other.
It's just saying, look, cool action. Yeah, it's like, the action's great. This film, they can put the exact same thing on there. It's like, the action's great, but the story is good. Generic at times. How many times have we seen the fact that the main character works in a dangerous job and he's got a pregnant wife? Like, that's in near enough every single
generic,
film,
but with
every single cop film, it's near enough like that. But it's like, at the end there, you just don't care. You just don't care. That bit doesn't really fall into it.
It's
mainly the brother relationship.
In a sense. I know that sounds daft, but with the character of Rama, it's like, with the others, you're like, oh, you kind of neither know what's going to happen with the story, but with this film, you're like, something genuinely might happen that I'm not expecting here.
You want about the character of Mad Dog?
Yes.
I think the guy who plays him, he's channeling Jackie Chan. Yeah. And I can say that by seeing Drunken Master as well. He's kind of doing Jackie Chan but less comedic. If you know, it's like, he's very agile and he's very high flying. I don't think there's one fight scene for me which I'm like, that's the best one, but once you watch, it's the one where
Mad Dog and Rama.
Yeah. That's the best.
That was literally nail biting, edge of your seat.
But it's moment. Like most of the time, it's one shot. Like it's like all very long takes. It's like pans out to see just a load of stuff happen, and it's just great. But then there's also the scene between Rama and the guy from the machetes. That's another one that was really good. Like where Rama just spider kicks a dude through a door. And then he gets another guy's head, jumps, and then basically slams his throat down on the spiked part of the shattered door. It's like, oh!
It's brutal, but it's very like...
But it's more like the...
It's not like, it's like, yeah! Wow, he killed the guy, but hey, he killed the guy, you know?
That was cool. And the scene between Mad Dog and, I think it was the captain guy?
Yeah.
That was a really cool... And just a one-on-one fight.
It was just the last...
Yeah.
Because it built up to the tension of that.
That's another thing I got to mention. The tension.
It's the very.
There's a moment when they're hiding in a wall.
I was like.
Yes, and then when he has to go, and then it's like, and then he gets. It's like.
It builds. Certainly, if people say, "Oh, I didn't like his lack of story," atmosphere makes up for it.
Oh, it's atmospheric. It's one of these things. It's like the story is there. It's like you can completely ignore the story and love the film. You can acknowledge the story and like the film just the same. It's Gareth Evans.
Rare films.
Gareth Evans does a great job at directing. I mean, the way he films the action is just. This is some of the best action scenes just ever.
Mind blowing.
Yeah, I mean, hell yeah. But the acting's not even too bad. It's like you would think if they're just action actors, they're good at doing action. That's it. They're not amazing. They're not like I would think Rama deserves an Academy Award for best. It's like, but they're not like this guy deserves a Razzie. It's just like they're believable and they are very good.
And I wouldn't even say like some people might say, "Oh, the fight scenes in this are artistic." I wouldn't say they're artistic. I'd say they're just brutal. Like it's not. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon,
which is a ballet.
It's like if that's a ballet, this is like a heavy metal mosh pit.
But we're talking about the action. But even like some of the gunplay are really cool. Like where it's just like there's just the one scene. This is credit to like the light and the whole like shot and everything. It's like it's essentially just like a dark stairway, and then there's these guys just unloading machine guns and. the flashes of the machine guns lighting up the everything. It's like
it's like a firework display.
It's like that scene in The Dark Knight Rises where they're trying to shoot Batman and he's there and he's there, he's there. And this is like the type of films, like especially for us two, we can watch it and we can be. It's one of these films that it's like that we feel that because we're not the manliest of men. We, as you can see, we're not buff, butch Eddie Elwoods. But it's one of those films.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, it's like one of these films that like you just watch and it can make just the nerdiest of people just like feel like you need a beer and just a pizza in your hand.
And a Nintendo
like, yeah. You ruined it when you said Power Glove. So overall rating, William, of the Raid Redemption. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Great. I can't wait for the Raid 2 because apparently it just steps up everything.
Yeah.
We cannot wait for the DVD to come out. And you will expect a review from us when that comes out. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully, if you have not seen the Raid, hopefully this might have persuaded you to see it or whether not.
See it. Please just see it.
Yeah.
Even if it's on Netflix or it just...
Blockbuster.
Just see it, yeah. Oh.
A moment of silence for Blockbuster.
I can't be bothered.
Do you want to send it off?
See you later, guys.